What's Marvel coming out with next? Hey, what's up, nerd fam? This is your boy Krishan, and I want to welcome you to Into the Nerd, where if you love comics, movies, and any cartoons related to them, we're going to be talking about them. And if you like that, like this video and subscribe to the channel for some more of that content. So today, we're going to be talking about what Marvel announced about a day, or actually really 2 days ago, right? And what they're going to be coming out with, whether it's theatrical releases or Disney Plus, which seems to be the majority of it. Now, what it looks like Marvel, they were already planning on this. I remember speaking about this, maybe not so much in a video, and I hadn't have a channel then, but I remember thinking when they were talking about these Disney Plus shows, I'm like, this seems to be the future of their storytelling, because now they don't have to just relegate teasing things at the end of movies anymore. Disney Plus gives them a unique opportunity to introduce characters and expand on stories for more than just 2 hours, which it seems like they're going to be doing. And there are some things that they've already announced before, however, they've just added some more details. So let's get into exactly what they were talking about. First, I'll get into my favorite, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which they even released a new trailer for that, which, has Falcon with a costume that actually looks like a costume now. What I'm hoping to get out of this, and obviously in the trailer you see tons of Winter Soldier, you see lots of Falcon flight scenes. It's probably going to be kind of a highlight, is just watching different scenes of him in flight fighting various enemies in the air, which is probably going to be really, really cool looking, right? As well as we get a hint of like who the villains might be. We saw Baron Zemo for a little bit. I know we saw a little bit of U.S. Agent, which is supposed to be played by Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son. So that's going to be interesting. But also, I'm hoping that we get a chance to maybe see Isaiah Bradley and his grandfather, and maybe even Josiah, his uncle, who are really, if you know Red, White, and Black, if anyone got a chance to see that, Truth, Red, White, and Black, right? What's really cool about that was it was talking about like the lineage of the Shield not only belonging to Steve Rogers, but to this family, and pretty much kind of mirrored the Tuskegee experiments, where they pretty much chose a whole bunch of African American dudes to get the super soldier serum, and only a couple of those guys survived, and then the only one left was Isaiah Bradley's actually the opposite way. Eli is a patriot, Isaiah is the grandfather, right? And when Isaiah became pretty much the Black Captain America, he passed that stuff to his son Josiah, and then Eli got that later on through a blood transfusion, and he got those powers. So I'm hoping maybe we get like a hint of that, especially when I heard this line saying this shield, like the legacy of this shield is complicated. When he says that in the beginning, I'm thinking maybe they might go there. And I'm also thinking about that because I know they're going to be going towards the Young Avengers stuff as well. And without further ado, with the Young Avengers, just talk about that. We have Hawkeye talking about like Haley Stansfield, being Kate Bishop, and obviously we know she's part of the Young Avengers. She's actually in a relationship with Patriot. I feel like if they do have them both in like the movies, eventually they're gonna do that. And she obviously is like the protege, so she's going to be the new Hawkeye, and they're probably definitely transitioning away from Jeremy Renner because all the stuff that he was doing outside of here. But I think that's going to be a cool series. Like, I've been waiting to get a series about more human characters, so we can see how that is. Maybe a lot of espionage type stuff going on. I mean, a lot of character-based stuff too, which I really like. So yeah, nothing that we didn't already know about the movie. Oh, sorry, and also I believe Echo is going to be in this movie. Maya Lopez. That's going to be pretty awesome, which makes me wonder if Daredevil will make an appearance, because I'm hearing some stuff, rumblings about Daredevil appearing possibly in Spider-Man. Maybe it's a rumor, maybe it's not. Fingers crossed, right? The Hulk, She-Hulk actually, and they announced that Tim Roth will be returning as Abomination, and obviously Mark Ruffalo will appear as the Hulk. I like that, and obviously the new She-Hulk, Tatiana Maslany, the only She-Hulk really in live action, which is pretty cool. She does really well in Orphan Black. All right, now I'm really excited about this because I wanted them to expand like Hulk lore, because there's a lot. Maybe they can use this show to do that, and I'm hoping that out of this show we get a fully fledged woman character, and don't just go like she's powerful and a woman, and it's just woman. We know that. but she was so much more than that in the comic. She was a lawyer. She had a complicated view of the transformation because Bruce Banner was more like, I hate this, it's a curse, and she was like, no, I'm more confident this way. I like this, so I want to see them play on that dynamic and really make her complicated. You know what I mean? Because she did begin, like, the comic book history of She-Hulk is more of like she did kind of begin as like a tokenized version of the Hulk, and then through the years they've made her like something completely her own, which is really good to see. But I also want to see if maybe Betty and Thunderbolt Ross, maybe we'll get Red Hulk, like both of them, like father and daughter Red Hulk. If we can get that, that would be awesome, right? I'm thinking they brought back Tim Roth. We could get that. Maybe they want to expand the whole Hulk family, and I'm down with that. Next would be, obviously they showed more with the Loki film, which I think is probably going to tie into the Thor, the Love and Thunder, when you have the God Butcher in there with Christian Bale. That should be interesting. I have my thoughts on that film. I'll make a video about that. I'm not necessarily the most enthused by that film, but I'm interested to see what they do with Christian Bale. I'm interested to see what they do in that film. As far as Ant-Man 3, Quantumania, right? And they've confirmed that Jonathan Majors is going to be Kang. I made a video about how I felt about that already. I mean, he's a great actor. I just, you know how I feel about like the swapping and stuff like that. But I mean, he's a great actor regardless, right? I thought that his talent could have been used to bring upon a new original character that was, black. But whatever, right? Who cares about source material? When I first heard about this video and I knew they were going to bring Kang, I was like, okay, so the Fantastic Four have to be around the corner. And they are, because they announced the Fantastic Four movie. Now, they did this before, but I guess now, like, it's really on the slate. It's really, really here. And it should be, because Kang is a descendant of Reed Richards. So that's going to be interesting. So I want to see how they're going to do that, because, I guess third time's the charm. Or actually technically fourth. There was a Fantastic Four movie a long time ago, but I guess people forgot about that one. I want to forget about it. But yes, so I guess third time the charm that we want to really remember. All right. So yeah, that's all. That's all right. I guess we'll have to wait and see what that is. Now they did recast Cassie Lang to be who's playing her now? Catherine Newton. She was in like Supernatural. I think Big Little Lies. She's in that. She's a great actress. And I guess they would cast her to get somebody more recognizable. So she's gonna be Stature. So once again, another person from what's it called? Young Avengers, right? Another person from there. So I see they're going in that direction, and that's cool. That's cool to bring in a whole other team. Maybe they can have their own adventures and time travel and do whatever they're gonna do. That's great. Set up for the future. And maybe have that go on Disney Plus, where you can kind of like interweave these stories in a way that might not be as efficient on film if you only have 2 hours. I love that. Then we have also Ironheart and Miss Marvel, which those are not really my favorite, two of my favorite characters, and it's only because what they were created for, there are characters already like, and this is me personally. If those are characters you like, that's absolutely fine. But I have a weird thing about characters that their like personality and characters are kind of tied to another character, and their legacy and stuff like that, or even share part of their mantle and some of their characteristics. Like, that's just me. Just for me, you know what? And just to not shortchange it, I'll explain myself in another video. That way, it's not a very surface thing that I'm talking about. And I don't want to seem like I'm hating on the characters, because who they are, like their personalities, I don't have a problem with. It's just specific things. And I guess we'll get into that later. But it's cool that they're there. It's cool they're there and they're different. I knew that they were going to do Miss Marvel when I saw the Avengers game, because they were just kind of like, here, do you like her? Please like her, because we're going to do something with her later, right? So that's what it was like. And Ironheart, I knew that was going to happen. They were preparing to do that, to do like a transition to like a new Iron Man. And there's also an Armor Wars show coming out with Don Cheadle. So it's about pretty much when Tony Stark's tech gets into the wrong hands, what he was afraid of. So I want to see what they're going to do, give something for War Machine to do absent Tony Stark. Let's see if we can flesh that character out. And let's see if they do the whole, Captain Marvel thing. Because I know in the comic, obviously, they're in a relationship. So I think they're going to try and do that. That way it's not forced. And Captain Marvel too, even though it might still feel that way. And obviously Secret Wars, or Secret Invasion actually, which is weird because that involves all of the Avengers. So they were talking about Ben Mendelsohn as Talos and Samuel Jackson, but there are tons of people involved in there. So we'll be talking about like Spider Woman, like is she gonna be in that? Jessica Drew, if you don't know who that is. So I'm wondering, it seems to be some things missing, but maybe they're going to add more into these shows. This is why I like about it, because maybe there's enough time to add the missing pieces that I need to know how these shows are gonna go on. But hey, they only announced these things. This is all we know so far, so I don't want to jump to too many conclusions, but I'm basing a lot of stuff of what I know on source material. So yeah, right now I'm interested. I'm interested in most of the things that I'm hearing of right now. Most of them, not necessarily all, but most of them. So let me know what you think. Which ones are you interested in? Which ones are you not interested in? Do you agree with anything that I said? Have you read any of the source material for any of these characters? If so, tell me which ones you liked, okay? So remember, keep on reading the source material, keep on watching whatever videos you like, whatever cartoons and movies, but don't forget to enter the nerd.